concept?
And those that are kind of retired understand this, or?
Unfortunately, Kelly, no. And so this is what we refer to as the retirement crisis in the United States, because it is. Now, most of you in here are too young to know this, but if you ever want to read a great book, it is written by a man by the name of Richard Dent, D-E-N-T, and it's called The Roaring 2000s. And what we have, and it's interesting to put it into perspective, is that when we get into the regulations, we'll see the following things take place. The baby boomer, which accounts for about 1/3 of the total population of the United States, depending on which study and how you categorize the baby boomer, accounts for 84 to 87 million individuals in the United States. It's 1/3 of the total population. Now, I'm a baby boomer. This is a history lesson for you, Alex, okay? All you need to do is follow the stock market and follow the baby boomer. Follow their lifestyle. Follow where they are in their life cycle. So let's start it off. The 50s, right, known as the great time in the United States, the economy's doing great, and the post-war generation were having the babies. So what happened to our economy? Our economy takes off because all of a sudden we got station wagons out there, right, coming in, and all the baby food, and the housing boom takes off, and everything's going great. Then they get a little older, into the 60s, right? They're in high school, etc., the baby boomers are. And then they hit the 70s. Now, what did they call the baby boomers in the 70s? Hippies. All right. Yes, I had hair once. All right. Yes, it was long. The pork chop sideburns. All right. Now, it kind of cracks me up as I go around the country right now because I see all the young ladies very fashionably dressed. And I see them how they're fashionably dressed because they wear low-slung pants, correct? Hip hugging, flared at the bottom with platform shoes, elevated shoes. Been there, done that, ain't doing it again. All right. It was also called the me generation. Then they graduated from college. Don't know. It's a history lesson. Dinks. Dual income or double income, no kids. Right. So what did they do? They moved to the suburbs. They bought their parents' houses at inflated prices, and they realized a number of different things. The first thing they realized was this: the beanbag chair didn't go in the living room. It just didn't fit. Didn't work. They also realized that the bookshelves made out of boards and cinder blocks, do any of you remember those? They didn't go in the living room either. So what did they start to do? They started to spend. They started to spend tons. But my personal favorite, other than the lava lamp, you know, that wasn't going in the living room either. Might go in somebody's office for a joke. But my personal favorite was the coffee table, which was a wire spool. Did you ever see those? All right, those wouldn't go in the living room either. So here they are spending. What's the economy doing? It's going like this. Then what happens to the dinks? Kids come along. Now there's an inexpensive endeavor as I look around this room. And so in order to maintain the lifestyle they so become accustomed to, what did they have to do? Both parents worked. Whole new industries popped up in the United States. Childcare, daycare. Other things popped up. You know, they function well on guilt. That is, you know, since we didn't really have to, all those things, we had to keep the kids going, we both had to work. Then what kind of time did we want to spend with the kids, Alex? What was the term we used? Quality time, which meant we're taking them to Wally World, right? We're buying stuff for them. So what are we doing this whole time? Are we saving any money? Nope. So along comes the 90s, right? The 90s come along. Saved for retirement in any way, shape, or form. So the problem is, EGTRA gets passed, the Economic Growth, Tax Relief, and Reconciliation Act of 2001. If we realize that baby boomer did not save, does that make sense to everybody? The only thing they did save was Social Security. It is the only form of mandatory retirement savings in the United States. So let's figure out how it works. This is an eye-opener when people really learn about it.